Let us start with a small prayer of Saraswati today. Ya kundendu tusharahara dhavala, ya shubhravastra ya veena varadanda mandita kara, ya shveta padmasana, ya brahmachuta shankara prapurbir devai sada pujita, samam padu Saraswati bhagavati nishesha jadhyapaha. Yeah. Hope everyone able to see the shared window, shared one.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Today, in our class, as we discussed, the third class is actually class of learning, getting into the language. In the first class, we went through introduction. In the second class, we went through the literature, what actually the out structure of literature of Sanskrit language, and where it started from the Vedic time to continued up to Itihasas and Puranas we discussed. Today, we are going to learn a very important, basic and beautiful concept called alphabet. Alphabet is nothing but Varna. In every language, we have this Varna system, Varna Samamnaya, or we call as Ach or Hal. So, in every language, we have some basic letters. To communicate, we don't require them, but for preserving the language, we need some concept called letters. Only to preserve. In ancient time, Vedic time, there were no letters, there are no papers, there are no pens at all. People used to spell. Students used to listen, teacher used to spell, students used to listen, they understand, they save in their brain, they used to transfer to the next generations. So ancient language Sanskrit for thousands of years was preserved only with the mind, heard with the ears. So it is called as the Shruti, as we earlier discussed. Shruti, heard. The language which developed only with the listening ability is called as Shruti. Okay, later on which have changes. Now, look at the language from our present generation. So language which started with the spellings, for preserving it took almost many years. It took many years to develop a language for preserving. Today, we are going to learn about something new which we don't know. What are letters called in Hindi or Telugu or in our Indian languages? What are letters called? Anyone reply me? Letters.
Akshar.
Okay, very good. Akshara is nothing but which will never be destroyed. That is Akshar. The another one. Anybody? Alphabet. In Telugu, in Hindi, we have letters, right?
Akshara Mala.
Okay, Akshara Mala. Mala is nothing but a garland, a decorative one. For a language, it is a decoration, very beautiful decoration. So we call as Mala. So say Akshara Mala. Do we have any other words to understand letters? Like
Achulu, Hallulu.
Very good. Ach and Hal. Okay. Achulu and Lugu. In Hindi, it is Ach and Hal. In Sanskrit also, it is Ach and Hal only. I already told you there is no language called Hindi. It is a sub language of like derived language of Sanskrit only. Okay. Now, let me question you, what is Ach and what is Hal? What is Ach and what is Hal? We call these as Varnaha, that is letters or alphabet. What is Ach and what is Hal? Audio, sir. Audio. You are muted.
Yeah, that's basic language, what we call as vowels sort of thing.
Excellent. What are vowels? Ach or hal?
Ach.
Very good. Ach are vowels. What are hal?
Consonants.
Consonant.
Yeah, consonants. Ach and hal are consonants. Like ach are vowels, hal is consonants. In Hindi, we call them as swar or vyanjan. Ach are called as swar, hal are called as vyanjan. But actually, these two words derive from Sanskrit only. That is swaraha, vyanjanaha. Actually, it should be swaraha. If it is one, swaraha. I told you, if it is plural, we make a dirgha and visarga. So that is swaraha. If it is one, swaraha. Many, swaraha. Vyanjan, one. Vyanjanaha, many. Fine. Now, basic question is why ach are called as ach, hal are called as hal. Why vowel are called as, like why we pronounce them as ach and why we pronounce them as hal?
Vowels come from the inside of the body.
Okay. Consonants come from?
Yeah, from the mouth, the lips and all.
Okay, I'll tell you a very beautiful thing in the next class, not today, but let me, a basic concept we are having, because many
Every
teachers don't know.
consonant has vowel sound in itself also.
Consonant
Suppose if you pronounce B, B is already E is there. I, E, U are the vowels.
Okay.
So if you pronounce B, E is there already there.
That is why we call them as consonants. Without association of ach, will be considered as consonants. While we pronouncing it, we add vowels. Generally, there will be consonants without ach also, like k. It is not ka. It is k. It is g. It is not ga. If you add e, it becomes gi. If not, it is g only. So the basic thing is ach are different, hal are different. Why we call them as ach? Is there any specific reason for spelling them as? Why are we not calling it as swaraha? Why are we calling it only ach? Is there any specific reason for ach and hal? Anybody? I want to know from anybody. If knows, I'll be very happy, because this is a very basic reason which many teachers don't know. No one taught us till now. We did not see this in that person. Anybody? Yeah, someone speaking. Naran Paji.
Ach starts with letter A.
So? Okay, why cha?
I can say.
Yeah.
So I think ach means you can print on something.
Pardon?
So I think you can twist some other letter by imprinting this on that.
Okay, why can't we some other thing, some other letter like ash, up? Why only ach?
Achu, I think in Telugu, achu means like it's a stamp or something like that, right?
It came in the lateral times. Telugu is a lateral language which introduced in almost 6th to 10th century. But this concept is almost thousands of years ago, right? So why they call that? Even we are following it blindly. What is the reason of just telling that? Anybody?
Because I think the meaning is the same. So it is, you can change the. I don't
think they use this word for imprinting the letters. Like, okay. Anybody? I want some other, like from today onwards, because in the first introduction, theory is enough. I just speak, you people just heard it. In the second also is a theory, we get knowledge is fine. From today in language, practice makes man perfect. So from today, we need interaction between everybody. So we need more perceptions of people to just come out. That's why I'm just posting every day one shloka. You might have observed every day I'm just using different types of shlokas in which you can understand lingual skills. Sometimes you can see the same word repeated again. Sometimes you have different meanings. And in that way, you can see the different shlokas in different meanings and different perceptions lingually. I wanted to train you in language. So tadha, yadha, etc. The words are coming. If you clearly observe, you are learning some language daily. But unfortunately, many people are not responding. But still, I think few people, 2-3 people are responding daily. So in which we can learn language also. I'm not just giving one shloka to food of memory, like food of psychology, but still it is a food of tongue also. So we can learn language too. Okay. Anybody here? Like Kavita Garu or anybody here who can just tell why ach is considered as ach and hal are hal called as, why they are pronounced like that? Try, just give a try, because we are almost scholars in languages actually, in Telugu, in our own mother language. Any language, this is the same answer.
Ka.
Are they original letters? That's why they call ach.
All are original letters only. In every language, we spell the same original letters. Please don't check in Google and answer. So because genuinely we are learning it. If you learn it now, it will be imprinted in brain and will be a very wonderful thing we learn.
Yes.
So don't search, search here.
See, actually,
Sir.
they modify the halulu. So it's a modifying letter.
There is no relation between ach and hell to just pronounce them as ach and hell, Swami.
Right, but ka, if you take a ka,
Okay.
and then you add or e or u, they become ka, u, ku, like that. So the modification power is in the achulu.
Okay.
But not in the halulu.
Okay. So is this the reason to just call them as ach?
I have no idea why they are called achulu.
Great. No problem. No problem, Swami.
That is a
Nothing wrong in
fundamental
just,
naming.
like,
Yeah, why are you called? Yeah.
I wanted to know if someone knows the basic thing, will be a like very good, gives more satisfaction to me. That's why I'm asking. Okay, let me go to the point.
In Halulu,
Sir.
every time we, for getting language, we have to use all the achs
Okay.
to expand the language.
Okay.
Without ach, there is no halu continuation. Like that, everywhere.
Is this the reason to just pronounce them ach as ach, Swami?
Yeah, because they are the basic. I mean, continuation halu.
Okay.
Ach is compulsory.
No,
Ach
my
will be
question
there.
is, if someone is named like, there is a Rishi called Shaunakaha. He was called as Shaunakaha because he is from Shunaka. Shunaka means dog.
Yeah.
He is a progeny of Shunaka. The person later, he became a great scholar and saint. He was Shaunaka. Shuka Maharshi. Shuka is a parrot. He came out of parrot, so his name is justified because of parrot. Now, in the meaning, why ach are called as ach?
They are the life force or prana akshara.
Okay, we call as prana, mahaprana, alpa prana are different perspective, where how with stress we are, with what stress we are pronouncing, we call them as alpa prana and mahaprana. That is fine. As you said, I will discuss later. Ka, ga, cha, these are alpa prana. Kha, kha, cha, these are all mahapranas. My first question sticks here. Later all, yes, we know, we learn things, which is very basic. Why we call them as ach?
I think it's easier to break down a word if it is a ach, I think.
Okay, that is a practical concept. We are just sticking to the justification of name. I think I'm dragging much enough. Let me tell you. Actually, we should know the origin of grammar first. We should know the origin of entire grammar. Forget about what you know, Varnamala, Alpa Pranas, Mahapranas, derivations, the practical usage of ach, practicals of hal. Forget about all these things. How it was produced, when it started. It is started from Vyakaranam. Vyakaranam, especially designing something. It was started by many people, but the last creator is Pani. I told you in the last class. He wrote a book called Ashtadhyayi with 8 chapters, which is in sutra format. Okay, formulas, all are 4,000 formulas. Next, it was developed by Patanjali by writing it a good explanation. Mahabhashyam. Bhashyam is commentary. Mahabhashyam is a bigger commentary to Ashtadhyayi only. The next one is Vararuchi. Is a person who just made it to a very easier way, formed the sentences and taught us what grammar is. These are called as Munitrayam. These 3 people are called as Munitrayam. Today is Rishi Panchami. We just worship Rishis today. So fortunately, we are just worshipping our Rishis. May they let them, I think they'll bless us with a good lingual skills to understand and to learn Sanskrit language. Om Namah Panini Katyaya Patanjalibhya Shabdaya Pravartakebhyo Munibhyo Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Gurubhya. This is the what we read before learning grammar. In our grammar class, teacher used to teach us. So Panini, Patanjali, Vararuchi developed the present Sanskrit grammar. First is Panini, wrote formulas. Patanjali gave the wide explanation. Vararuchi made it easier to the common word. This is the first step for grammar. Second, Sanskrit alphabets came out of Shiva Sutra. Once Parameshwara is dancing with happiness. When he is dancing with happiness, his Damaruka, the instrument which he plays for music, just with that he is playing, he is dancing, a very happy, in a happy mood. Then 14 sutras fell out of that Damaruka. This is called as the 14 verses are a recitation of Sanskrit. It is known as a Akshara Samamnaya. We call it as Aksharamala. Someone said it is called as Akshara Samamnaya, arrangement of letters or recitation of synonyms, and popularly as the Shiva Sutra. Why they are called as Shiva Sutra? It came from the Damaruka of Shiva while he is dancing, because they are said to have been revealed to Panini by Shiva. He did not reveal actually. While he is dancing, Panini, while in meditation, he observed the dance of Shiva and observed like 14 sounds called Maheshwara Sutra, who is given by Lord Shiva. Next one. The Sanskrit alphabet sequence of Akshara, the imperishable atoms of speech, is also known as Varnamala. Someone said garland or rosary of letters. The word Varna means the syllable and all the energies related to the syllable, color, presiding force, the mouth part used to pronounce each syllable, the related body part, etc. Each of the 14 verses consists of a group of basic Sanskrit phononyms. Okay, the 14 sounds came out. It was told in one shloka actually. This is this. Nritta vasane nataraja rajo nanada dhakkam nava panchavaram. How many times? Nava means 9. Pancha means 5. 9 plus 5, 14 times. He just sounded his Damaruka. Nritta vasane. When he did, while dancing, in between the gap of music and dance, he just used the Damaruka. Nataraja Rajo, the king of dance. Nanada, he sounded. Dhakkam, that is Damaruka. Navapanchavaram, 9 plus 5 times. Who heard these sounds? Uddhartu Kamaha. To just give something beneficial to the world, there are many people heard, many saints heard this sound. Who are they? Sanakadi Siddhan. Sanaka Maharshi, Sananda Maharshi, Bharata Muni, Panini, etc. These people heard. Sanaka Maharshi wrote a book understanding these points in some other perspective. Panini wrote grammar listening to this perspective. These sounds he wrote a grammar perspective. Other person called Bharata Muni, he wrote Natya Shastra listening to these sounds, in which he heard Navarasas. You know all Navarasas, no? He heard Navarasas and some other concepts listening to this Damaruka sound. From this, our Panini also observed this, heard this 9 plus 5 types of sounds and found something new and started writing grammar to the Sanskrit language. Etat Vimarshe Shivasutra Jalam. These 14 sounds are called as Shiva Sutraha. Come on. Let us go to the next important point. What are Shiva Sutraha? 14. What are they? Number 1. A, I, Un. I request everyone to repeat because it's little different, but it's a exercise to the mouth. A, I, Un. A, I, Un. Second. Rul, Ruk. Rul, Ruk. Eong. Eong. Ayouch. Ayouch. Hayavarat. Hayavarat. Lan. Lan. Yamagananam. Yamagananam. Jhabhai. Jhabhai. Gadhadash. Gadhadash. Jabagadadash. Jabagadadash. Kapha cha tha tha chatatau. Kapha cha tha tha chatatau. Kapai. Kapai. Seshasar. Seshasar. Hal. These are the 14 formulas. If I tell it to you continuously, then you will understand the sound of Damaruka. Ayun, Rulruk, Evong, Gayao, Chayabaratlan, Yamagananam, Jabai, Gadadash, Jabagadash, Kapha, Chatha, Chatatau, Kapay, Hal. He just played in this. Dadum, 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 dum, dadum, dum, dum, dadum, dum, dadum, dum, like this. Ayun, Rulruk, Evong, Gayao, Chayabaratlan, Yamagananam, Jabai, Gadadash, Jabagadash, Kapha, Chatha, Chatatau, Kapay, Hal, like this. Okay. What is relation between our Akshara Varnamala and this? This is what our gurus taught us when we went to the Gurukula first day. It is very weird to hear what is this, what teacher is telling. Slowly, we understood the beauty of it. The first is Ayun, Rulrukko, Eong, Ayouch. If you write in Sanskrit, it will be like this. The first one is Ayun. If you separate it, the second one, Rulruk, Eong, Ayouch, Hayavarat, Lan, Nyamagananam, Jhabhai, Gadadash, Jabagadadash, Kapha Chatha Chatatau, Kapai, Sheshasar, Hal. Now, how many understood what these are? I want someone just tell me what these are.
This is our alphabet.
Pardon?
This is the alphabet.
Alphabet. This is the first origin of our alphabet of all the languages. Whether it is any language, this is the first sound originated from Lord Shiva while he is dancing from the Dhamaruka. Okay? So now, I want 1 minute time. I want you to just practice these things. Take a snapshot. I want you to just repeat these things. You have English also. I'll give you English also. Yeah. Snapshot, take these things because you have the English letters also to practice. I want you to just 2 minutes practice these things. Next, I'll tell you a very wonderful thing, wonderful concept. Take a snapshot of this just because I'm going to exit the screen sharing. I'll be back to screen sharing within 2 minutes, but I want you to practice this. Everyone, take a screenshot. I want you to practice in the live class itself. I want anyone to spell. I'll correct you, no problem. Anyone spelling it?
A, I, U, Nam.
Ayun. Once again.
A, I.
Little faster.
A, I, Un.
Ayun. Super.
Ayun. Rulaka.
Rulruk.
Ruruk.
Ah.
A-O, da,
Eong. Eong.
eong,
Ah.
eoncha,
Eong. Ayouch.
ayouch.
Very good. Ayouch.
Yeah. Hayavarat,
Ah. Super. Hayavarat.
lanap,
Hayavarat.
lana,
Lun.
lun.
Hmm. Very good. Lun. Next.
The screen is,
Nothing wrong. Next.
no, I'm trying to enlarge my screen here.
Gamanyana nam.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yamangananam. Super. Yamangananam.
Jabat Javang.
Jabhai.
Gatadash.
Super.
Jabagana dash.
Jabagadadash. Super.
Khafachata yacha tacha tatau.
Ka, pa, cha, ta, tha. You have letters differently, na? Ka, pa, cha, ta, tha, chatatau.
Chatatau, right.
Kapayu.
Kapai.
Kapayu.
It is kapai. Yeah, half letter. Kapai. Kapai. Kapai.
Shashasara. Halu.
Seshasar.
Shashasar, right.
Sheshasar.
Hala,
Hal. Exactly. Super. Hal. Hal. Once again, repeat. Easy. Very easy. Last letter should be always half syllable. Ayun. Rulruk. Eong. Ayouch. Hayavarat. Lun. The first letter completely you should spell. The last letter should be half. Ayun. Rulruk. Eong. Ayouch. Hayavarat. Lun. Yamangananam. Jabhai. Gadadash. Jabagadadash. Ka, pa, cha, ta, tha, chatatau. Kapai. Sheshasar. Hal. Simple.
So Acharya, is that the one that at the bottom you have a little mark that indicates half letter?
Yeah, the mark is called as it sanya. Next, I'll tell that actually in the teaching of letters. I'll tell you the last letter, the small indication mark is called as half only. If it is ending of the na, it is not na complete. It is a na. Ayun. If it is ending with the ka, it is not ka. It is rulruk. K. If it is ending with the cha, it is cha. Someone told like previously, like hal are only pronounced only when we associate with ach. This is what we call as the hal. The endings are called as hal. In Hindi, we call them as hal matra. There is a matra, e matra. In that way, this is called as hal matra. Hal will be only with its sanya. We tell na ka, kha, ga, gha. No, it should be k, k, g, g, ch, ch, j, j, y. We should read like that. It is a bit difficult, so teachers training us in that way. Ka, kha, ga, gha. In Hindi, while writing Rama, they only write Ram. They pronounce Ram, but without its sanya. It is difficult to understand, so they remove the concept of hal sanya or it sanya. We call as it sanya. Okay, next letter, let me tell you. Okay, so we learned this now. Someone, like everyone heard like how to pronounce them. You got it. Okay, if it is this scenario, so I won't look around. What is the first letter? E. Third is O. Delete the na. Delete all the ending letters, half letters. Now you start. First one is A. Second, E. U. Ru. Ru. A, E, U, Ru, Ru. Next one is A. O.
A-O. I-Om. I-Om.
I, Au.
I-O.
Next one is Ha,
Ya.
Ya, Wa, Ra. delete ta. Next one.
La.
La. Next
La,
one.
no.
No.
Huh?
No.
It is not na. It is the cha cha
Ra.
ja ja. What
Ra,
is
ra.
letter after cha cha ja ja?
Ana.
No. Many people have confusion
Yeah.
in this. Actually, it should be.
Tra, tra.
No. It is ya.
Yeah.
It is not nya. It is only ya with nose. Ya with nose. Ya.
Yeah.
Ya. Not ga ya. It is only ya with nose. Ya.
Yeah.
This one. This letter. Hope you are seeing my cursor.
So.
This one. Ya.
Yeah.
Ya Bharat. In this ya we have. If you just pronounce this ya with the nose, it's called as ya. This is that one. Ya.
Yeah.
Ya. Ma.
Ma.
Little
No.
one.
No.
Ka kha ga gha.
Na.
It is not na. It is
Ni.
ga with nose. Nga.
No.
Ganga. It is ga with nose. Manga. Wanga.
No.
Nose. Ga with nose is ga.
Ga.
Any generally teachers will not teach all these things like kaka gaga inya cha cha ja ja ini. Teacher will generally we learn like that, but the original letters are kaka gaga nga cha cha ja ja inya. Next one. Okay.
Na.
This is fine. Next.
No.
No.
Super. Next.
Ja.
Delete ma.
Ja.
Very good.
Bha.
Okay.
Ga.
Very good.
Da.
Very good.
Da.
Okay.
Ja. Ba.
Ba.
Ga.
Very good.
Da.
Very good.
Da.
Very good. Next, delete the sh. Next,
Ha.
kha. Very good.
Fa.
It is not fa. Generally, in Hindi, in ancient times, teachers used to have a very bigger teeth. Like these lips never used to associate with each other. Then they used to spell pronounce the letter like fa. It is not. It is wrong actually. When you use the both letters only, you can spell that. It is pa.
Ha.
It is pa. Listen to the set of that letters. Pa, lips touching. Fa, lips not touching. Ba, lips touching. Bha, lips touching. Ma, lips touching. All the four letters, lips are touching. Why not fa? Fa, lips are not touching. It is not wrong. It's not a right spell. It's not a right pronunciation. Okay. So it is not fa. It is kha. Pa with ha. That's it. Pa with ha. Pa ha. If you just pronounce the fruit name in Sanskrit, what it is called?
Pal.
Fal.
It is not phal. It is phal.
It is pal.
Phalam. Phalam. It should be phalam only. In Hindi also it is phalam only. But the training of the teachers that we habituated to say it as phal. It is not fa. It is ha. There is no pronunciation called fa in Indian languages. In entire Indian languages, there is no pronunciation called fa. In Persian languages, you find this fa. In Arabic, Urdu, etc. But not in Indian languages. So it is not fa, it is pa. Okay, next one after pa.
Cha.
Very good.
Ta.
Ha.
Very good.
Ta.
Super.
Cha.
Cha.
Very good.
Ta.
So you are spelling Mahaprana. It is only cha.
Ja. Yeah.
Cha. Next one.
Ta.
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 Ottuledu. No. Ta. Okay. Delete this. Next one.
Ka.
Okay.
Pa.
Very good.
Sha.
Sha.
Okay.
Sha.
Sa. Ha. How to understand things like this? When the Akshara Samamnayam started, the first A, E, U, Ru, Ru, E, O, I, Au. These 9 are vowels. Next are consonants. What's the first letter? A. What is the ending of the vowels? Able to see my cursor with you?
Cha.
Ah.
Au,
Like
au.
what's the first letter? A. After first, second, third, fourth formula, last letter is Ch. Associate the both letters, what it becomes? Ach. Okay, the letters between the component of A and Cha are called as Ach. We call Ach because in between the two letters called A and Cha, whatever the letters in between, we call these letters as Ach. Like in computer language, we call Control C, Control V, copy, paste. This is a formula. Why we compound two things? To minimize the lengthy process inside the computer. Even Panini wrote these letters because to not to tell, you should not tell Ach, you should tell us I, Urulu, Eva, Yau. In spite of repeating all these letters, in spite of pronouncing all these letters, you can call simply as Ach. It's a compound. He made a combination. The combination of A in 14 formulas of Maheshwara Sutras, the first formula first letter and the fourth formula last letter together we call as Ach. The letters in between Ach are called as Ach because vowels. The next letter is what is the last letter?
Lu.
Together we call as Hal. The letters in between the fifth formula first letter and the last formula 14th formula last letter in combination, the letters in between we call them as Hal. Easily we call them as vowels. These are consonants. So how to read them? Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the 6th, 7th formula Yamagananam. You got this here. Ya, ma, ga, na, na. These are all called as nasal letters. We pronounce with nose. What Panini did, he bought all the nasal letters and kept in one formula, Yamagananam. Next one is Ja, Bha, Gha, Dha, Dha. He bought all the Mahaprana letters, that is fourth set letters in one formula and just give us like these are Mahapranas at one set. Next one, Ja, Ba, Ga, Da, Da. Ja, Ba, Ga, Da, Da. All the third letter set of Hal at one place. Next is Kha, Pha, Cha, Tha, Tha. This is at one place. Next is Kha, Pha, Cha, Tha, Tha. Ka, Pa. Cha, Ta, Ta. Nowadays, we read this like Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Nga, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Ya, Ta, Ta, Da, Dha, Na, Ta, Tha, Da, Dha, Na, Pa, Pa, Ba, Ba, Ma. But we don't know why they were set like that. Why not differently? Why they set like that? Because Panini gave us this set of sutras to tell that this set will be pronounced in one aspect. This set will be pronounced in one aspect. This is in one aspect. This is one aspect. This is one aspect. Okay. What about the first formula? Yavarat. Ya, Ra, La, Va. You have Ya, Va, Ra, La. We read Ya, Ra, La, Va. Generally, they are like Ya, Va, Ra, La. We are reading in this way, but actual pronunciation is this Ya, Va, Ra, La. Next, last one, Se, Sha, Saha. The last 14, 13 and 14. Se, Sha, Saha. Done. So, nowadays we are being taught in different way as if we don't know from where we got them. And we don't know why they are called as. But it is very clear and very easy with the 14 formulas that how we got. The first 9 letters are vowels. Okay. Remaining 25 plus 8 are consonants. Together, how many letters? 43. There are 43 letters in Sanskrit language. Letters. 43 letters in Sanskrit language. Okay, you should ask me a doubt now. What is aha? Okay, so it's called as a visarga. Now I need to exit the screen. I'll just share a Word document now. Okay. Able to see the screen, Swami? Anyone? Let's reply me.
Yes.
Acharya, a quick question.
Blank.
Yeah, I want a question actually.
Yeah. Usually when we write Telugu, when the teachers, when we are small, they start with the O Namaha Sivayaha.
Yeah.
But I don't see that anymore in any of the Indian languages. Do you know why we don't use it anymore, or why they taught it?
It's very simple, Swami. What is that Om Namah Shivaya? You told now it is Om Namah Shivaya.
Oh, it starts with Om Namah Shivaya.
Actually, but if you just tell ask your kid, if you have any 1, 2, 3 years kid, ask him to just pronounce the same Om Namah Shivaya. What he does? He don't know Visargas, he don't know Dirgas, he don't know stressing concepts. What he does? O Na Maha Shiva Yaha Sidam Namaha. He'll tell like that. So to make children easy to pronounce O Namah Shivaya, they just write it in that way. O Na Maha. It is actually Om Namaha. It is Shiva. Yeah, it is Shivaya. It is not Visarga. There is no Visarga after Ya actually. Om Namah Shivaya. Siddham Namaha. Siddham, everything. I want to possess everything. I want to acquire knowledge. To just take blessing from the Om Namah Shivaya, we do that. According to the ancient terminology, all the letters, see, now you come to know that all these letters came out of Shiva only. Bharatanatyam, Natyam came out of Shiva only. Everything, universe creation starts from Shiva only. Brahma is just a descriptor, like who writes. So to possess knowledge from Shiva, we write like that. In the first thing is O Namah Shivaya. This is the reason.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now see, there are 14 Maheshwara Sutras. Like in that 14 Sutras, just a second. In that 14 Sutras, 9 are Ach. Ach in the sense, vowels. Is it right, vowels? Okay. Those are A, E, sorry. U, Ru, Lu, okay, A, let me write A. O, I, Ow. Okay. Look. Okay. So these 9 are vowels. That's it. There are no vowels more than this. In Telugu, what we do? We use a, I, E, U. For that, what we need to do? Just a dirgha. Dirgha. In English? Dirgha. What is a dirgha? To pronounce something elaboratedly. If you know the concept of dirgha, why to add again many times? He made it short. Dirgha will be for how many? First 3 things only. First 3 letters will have dirgha. A, E, U. That's it. That is a lateral context actually. But we know that, so I'm explaining you. Ru are basically dirghas. So there is no harasva in it. In Telugu, Ru. In Telugu we use it, but in generally there is no dirgha. A-O dirghas only, I-O dirghas only. Okay. Very important concept. What is Visarga? Ka Visarga. If you know that the Visarga will be for every letter, is it needed to apply it for separately aha, kam, ga? Not required. Visarga will be applied for every letter. Okay. So Visarga. Next one is Anuswara. Anuswara. Again, Ka. Ka. Anuswara. Anuswara is the dot above the letter. Visarga is after the letter. If you know the concept, I don't think it is required to add in Ach. So Panini did not add it. the letter, very important letter, the half letter is called as Itsanya. If you find this half mark, you should pronounce it half only. For example, if it is Ram, what is this? Anyone just repeat it. What is that?
Rama.
Rama. Very good. It is not Ram. In Hindi, people call it as Ram. In Sanskrit, it is Rama. If you want to call it as Ram, then you should add this. Then it is Ram. Okay. This will be only to consonants, not to vowels. Itsanya is to consonants, not to vowels. You can't spell half A. You can't spell half Ru. You can't spell half O. So vowels cannot be spelled half. So there is no, this is called as, the half indication it is called as Itsanya. Itsanya. Okay, it is called as Itsanya. Sorry, it is not wrong. So this is Itsanya. Itsanya, or we can call it as Hal Matra. Hal Matra. Hal Matra. Simple. Now, compare our language letters to them. Panini told these 43 letters, 9 vowels, 33 consonants. That's it. Remaining are additionals. Additionals are not letters. Aha, Itsanya, etc. are not letters. They are additionals. So he did not add them in the basic letters, basic 43 one. So 43 are basic letters for Sanskritam language. Later, for better understanding, you should ask, what are Kshatragnya? Add Ka plus Sha, it becomes a Ksha. Ta plus Ra, it becomes Tra. Ga plus Ya, it becomes a Gnya. So those are common. So why to tell in basic letters? So he did not told. Bandira is a special letter in Telugu, so it is not there in Sanskrit language. Okay, so this is a basic concept. 9 are Ach, that is vowels. 33 are consonants. That's it. According to Sanskrit language, A, I, U, Rulu, Ye, O, Yau. That's it. These are Ach. Remaining are consonants. If you add Dirgha, it will be Dirgha for every letter. If you add Visar, Anuswara, the above thing is called, okay. So this is Itsanya. This is called as Visarga. This is called as Anunasika. Anuswara. Anuswara. Okay. Anuswara is a dot above the letter. Visarga is 2 dots after the letter. Half indicate and small curve to the down is Itsanya. These are additionals. Now come back to our concept again. Yeah, again come back to the PowerPoint. Today we learned this.
Excuse me, Acharya.
Telugu, in Sanskrit, sir, and someone is speaking, yeah?
9 vowels and 33 comes to 42, na sir? You are saying it is 43.
No,
what
it
is
is
the
my
43?
mistake. It is 42 only, sorry. 42 is the right word. It's my mistake, I'm sorry. It is 42 letters in Sanskrit. So this will be like this. A, if you add Dirgha, it becomes another letter. E, another letter. U, another letter. Ru is only one letter. He did not added Lu actually. Lu will be letter actually. A, I, O, Au, Aha. This is what we taught. This is what we learned. Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Nga in this set. Cha, Cha, jaya, ta tha da dhana, ta tha da dhana, pa 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 bhama, ya ra lava sesha saha. Up to here letters. The remaining are sha, tra, gnya, shra. These are combinations. This is Hindi letters, not Sanskrit. In Sanskrit only 42. Next, if you want it in Telugu, will be like this. A, I, E, O. Again you have ro, ro, lulu. Again we added another dirgha here. A, I. We added 2 here. In Sanskrit only A. 1 is there. O, au. We added 2 here. Ahar. However, additionals. Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. Cha, cha, ja, ja, ya, ja, za. Cha, cha, ja, cha, sa, cha, za, ja, za, ja, ya. These are 2. We have za, za. Ta, ta, da, dhana, ta, tha, da, dhana, pa, pha, ba, bhama, ya, ra, la, va, se, sha, saha, la, ksha, bandira. These 3 letters, la, ksha, bandira, these 3 added in Telugu language.
In Telugu, the I letter, I, there is no equivalent in Hindi or Sanskrit.
Hey, I, we have I, na?
Right, we have that additional I, but we don't have that in Hindi or Sanskrit.
Hey, Hindi, I is there. Airavat. Aikyata.
No, but if you look at the 9 vowels,
okay,
and even the
this is there, no? This only one represents everything. A, I.
A.
There is no dirgha. A, I, only 2 one. A,
I see. Okay, this is I. Okay, it's my mistake. Okay.
A, I. And the very beautiful thing, you know something? I'll just tell you in the next class actually. Everything cannot be told in one class. Okay. So this is for today. Like, I want to know the time. Yeah, it is 10:56. I have some time. Let us start a practice today. So these are the letters actually. I want to tell you like how beautiful and how we started telling ach, hal, how they came. Now, how many people understood why we call ach as aj now? Is it justified ach? Is it justified to pronounce ach? Anyone? I want to reply from you.
Yes.
Why ach are called as ach?
Between A and H.
Ha to cha. Ha to cha.
From what?
Ha to ach.
What are A? What are A and cha? Those are Maheshwara Sutraha. Sutrani. From Maheshwara Sutrani, among 14 formulas, the first formula, first letter, and the fourth formula, last letter, together called as ach. The letters in between are vowels considered as ach. Okay, in that way, you should understand. What are A and cha? They'll ask. If someone questions you why A and why cha, you should be able to just answer that. Among 14 formulas. What are hal then?
Starting from her to la.
Ha to la. Ha
Again.
se lekar.
Very good.
From
Ha se lekar?
From la tak. La.
La tak.
La
Kya ha hai,
yeah.
kya la hai? Kahan se le gaya ha and la?
5th to 14th. Yeah?
From 14 formulas of Shiva Sutras. You should tell that. From the 14 sutras of Shiva Sutras, the fifth formula, first letter, to the last formula, 14th formula, last letter, together combined we call as combination. We call as like Control C, Control V, have combinations in computer. This is why people called as Paninian grammar is suitable for computer, because these combination shortcuts were told in this Vyakarana. This is why it is easy. It's the first person to just identify Control C. This is A and Cha, Ach. In between there is a programming. Control V, Ha plus La, combination, in which we have a programming called all the consonants in that way. Hope today I think you learned something new. I'll be happy if anyone something new learn too. So now come to the practice. In the earlier class we learned what is I, right? Aham. Aham means I. Now here Saha means he, third person. Third person, someone is in distance, not before our eye, to whom I am not speaking to, is called as Saha, he. Saha. We can call, like, there is Rama. What we should tell? Saha Rama. Okay. If I ask you, Saha Kaha. Kaha means who? Saha Kaha. Who is he? I want 3 answers from anyone. Saha Kaha. What you should answer? Saha Kaha. Saha Kaha.
Saha Rama.
That's it. Any other and with a changing word.
Saha
Rama.
Atre.
Saha?
Saha atre.
Atre means?
There.
Atra is here actually. I'll just tell you. Tell me the name, that's it. Saha, he, Rama is Rama. He is Rama. Saha kaha, Saha Krishnaha. Saha kaha, Saha Vaikunthaha. Saha Harihi. Saha Chinna Reddihi. Saha Narayanaha. Saha Lakshma Reddihi. Saha Syama Sundaraha. Tell me 2-3 names. Saha.
Saha Raghurama.
Excellent. Saha Raghuramaha. Very good. Next one.
Saha Gajaha.
Saha Gajaha. Excellent. Change the name. That's it.
Saha adhyapakaha.
Excellent. Saha teacher. That is a teacher. Saha adhyapakaha. Super. That's it.
Saha Ravihi.
Excellent. Saha Ravihi. Super. You are adding the masculine gender visarga. Excellent. Super. Next one.
Saha Gachati.
You went to a verb. We did not start at verb. Just restrict to the nouns. Datgaru. Saha.
Saha Ram.
Ramaha. Very good. Santosh Garu.
Question here.
Sir.
This introduction of the Anuswara and Visarga. Was there any specific reason for Panini to introduce them?
Yeah, there is. We'll learn in the next class.
Okay.
I'll tell how the pronunciation started and how we are using it. Is it the right thing we are doing? Where they are produced, places and all. Like I think in the one class, I don't want to tell every complete concepts in one class. In the next class, we'll elaborately learn some alphabet concepts like grammatical concepts and practice session too.
Okay.
So that's why I just turn up to the practice session. Okay. Next, Rama, are you there?
Saha Samhitaha.
Saha?
Samhitaha.
Samhit. If it is Samhit, his name, Samhitaha is fine. Very good. Next one. Vasudha ji, Veena ji.
Rama Saha.
Saha Ramaha or Ramaha Saha. Excellent. Anything is okay. I already told you, na. If you change any word from any place also, the meaning is same. Yeah.
So if it's a boy or a girl, it's a Saha or is it different?
Now we came to point. If it is girl, we call it as Sa. I told you, na. Visarga comes onto masculine gender. Dirgha comes to the feminine. Sa Sita. Sa Veena. Sa Geeta. Sa Saraswati. Now, add someone.
Okay.
If it
Sa
is
Vasudha.
Super. Sa Vasudha. Excellent. Next.
Sa Shanti.
Shanti. Super. Very good. Next.
Sa Lata.
Lata. Dirgham. Excellent.
Sa Mala.
Mala. Super. Sa Mala.
Saha Ramaha.
Saha Ramaha. Excellent. Rama. Very good. Next.
Sa Sita.
Very good. Sa Sita. You can add all the names of feminine. Sa Shurpanaka. Sa Mandodari. Sa Kausalya. Sa Sumitra. Sa Kaikeyi. Everything. So, before masculine gender, we add Saha. For feminine gender, we use Sa. This is for the third person. Come to the second person. Second person means to whom we are speaking to. If someone is standing before me, he is called as like Krishna. I am speaking to. What I should speak to him? Tvam. Tvam means you. You. Tvam. Who are you? If someone comes to our door, he asks us, Chalo, mujhe pehchano. Identify me. What we will answer?
Tvam Raghuramaha.
That's it. Tvam Raghuramaha. Super. Anyone?
Now, is there an equivalent to Aap?
Pardon?
Aap Raghuramaha?
Aap. Instead of aap, we use tvam.
Yeah. Is there a more polite way of Tvam or
Yeah.
just
We
Tvam?
have. In singular, it is tvam. In the next class, I'll tell you what plural is.
Okay.
Okay. So we are traveling because we may forget. Okay. Let me tell you. Tvam becomes uyam.
Uyam.
Uyam is a plural for tvam.
So that is Aap, equivalent to Aap.
Okay. Tvam is you. Tvam Ramaha. Okay. Tvam Dattaha.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Anyone?
Uyam Raghuramaha.
Yuyam Raghuramaha. Yuyam Narendraha. Now, if it is Narendra Modi, like if it is honorable person, we use Yuyam, not Tvam.
I wonder that has anything to do with English. Uyam.
You.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Anyone? Actually, in this, Tvam Raghuramaha. Tvam, you are this. Anyone? I want. In this, we don't have differentiation between masculine and feminine gender.
Oh,
Anything
I
is
see.
Tvam only. Okay. I want few examples. Like anyone? Rama. Anyone? Rama? Veena-ji, Rama-ji.
So Tvam Veena
Tvam
ji.
Rama, Tvam Veena.
Tvam Veena.
Tvam Gayakaha.
Tvam?
Gayakaha.
Once again, I did not understand.
Gayakaha.
Gayakaha. Excellent. You are a singer. Tvam Gayakaha. Excellent. Next.
Tvam Ramaha.
Okay. Tvam Ramaha. You are sticking to the same word Rama. Change the synonym. Change the name. Next. Anyone?
Tvam Lakshmi.
Very good. Tvam Lakshmi. Very good.
Tvam Balakaha.
Okay. Tvam Balakaha. If it is the feminine gender, what we call, Swami?
Balaka.
Bala. Tvam Bala. If it is
We
Mata,
cannot-
Tvam Mata. If it is father, Tvam Pita. If it is brother, Tvam Sodaraha. Your brother. Like that.
So the question is Tvam Kim. Who are you means?
Kim means what actually? The next questions are there.
Okay.
Kaha. Kaha is a question.
Tvam.
Tvam kaha. Who are you? Then what we will call aham Ramaha. We have question here only. If you add kaha, you'll find many sentences here. Saha kaha. Who is he? Tvam kaha. Who are you? Aham kaha. Who am I? Then we should answer aham Ramaha or Tvam Ramaha or Saha Krishna. Sa Gita.
How do you write kaha? Is it ka with visarga? Or?
That's it. That's it. Ka with visarga. Ka with visarga. Okay. These are the. Let me conclude here, because Saha is he, Tvam is you, Aham is me. If it is feminine gender, Aham and Tvam, no changes. If it is Saha, Sa is feminine gender. Sa Saraswati, Sa Gauri, Sa Lakshmi, Saha Harihi, Saha Vishnu, Saha Brahma. In that way, we just call. So, Saha, Tvam, Aham. Today, alphabet, the origin of alphabet, how we just got Aksharamala or Varnamala, etc. And three things, Saha, Tvam, Aham. Kaha is a question. Now, if you go to kitchen, generally in practice, if I should ask my wife, what should I ask? Tvam ka. Yeah. Kaha is a question, right? For feminine gender, it is not kaha, it is ka. Only something, only one thing is, ka is feminine gender. What you should ask? Tvam ka. Who are you? Should not ask to wife actually. What we should ask? Kaha shakaha. Shakaha means vegetable. What is today's curry? Kaha shakaha. Then she tells Adya, someone something she'll tell. Okay, so she'll tell the vegetable name. Adya parpatakaha. Parpata means apadam. It tells par, so it is parpataka. Okay, so you should ask Tvam kaha, Tvam ka, who are you? She tells Aham Rama. Wife name is Rama. She tells Aham Rama. Saha, Saha kaha. If you ask about your son, Saha putraha kaha. Where is your son? Then she tells Saha kridati. He is playing. So Saha means he, Tvam means you, Aham means I. Try to add these letters in your daily life. Tvam, T, Tiskura. Tvam, T, Tiskura. Tvam, you added a language like Nuvu, T, Tiskura. Aham, Baitikeltuna. Aham going out. I am going out. Saha is coming. He is coming. So in that way, what you can do is you can just practice these letters such that it will be like habituated to just go on spelling, like go on pronouncing, so that later times you can understand like next sentences, how to form sentences, etc. Okay, now let me come to the conclusion part. Just tell me what you learned today, something new, and which like you felt happy. So food to brain. I want just conclusion of the class individually.
Yeah, it is interesting to know that all the sounds came from the Shiva's Damaruka.
Okay.
And of course the 14 sutras.
Okay.
So you mean that these rishis have visualized the dance of Shiva?
Maybe we should tell like, okay, there might be people are doing tapas, that is what we call as renunciation, like in taking sannyas ashrama, they sit and just get into the world, into the inner world. To whatever we look at, may be right, may not be right. Scientists, what they do, they visualize something new inside. Rishis also did the same. Like individual rishis did the same. Vatsayana is a brahmachari who wrote Kama Sutras. Without knowing knowledge in a practical world, how he could write, he just went to the inner world and just developed it. In the same way, like Sanatana, the other sage, Sanakananda, Sanaka, Sananda, Bharatamu Maharshi, Avarasas from that sound. Maybe it may be a thunderbolt in the sky. They found like, okay, it's a dancing of the Shiva. Anything may happen. Who believes in God, they feel like, okay, Shiva's contribution. Some people who don't believe in Shiva, if they want to be practical, it may be thunder sound. They received that in that way and developed a theory called Vyakarana. Now we are just learning it. Anything. So this is what the contribution. He just completely programmed a PDF, picturized document file of a Vyakarana, where no one can edit it, amend it, change it. Okay, anyone, something learned new today?
One question is are you able to hear me?
Yeah, Swami, tell me.
Okay. One question is, when people are growing up, the first thing that they learn is how to speak. And by the time you start writing and you write sentences or small sentences, then eventually you learn the grammar behind that. Now, this lesson telling us that the Achulu or Ach, why they are called Achulu, all this originated from Panini's grammar, which he observed by meditation from this Damaruka. And it seems a very long jump from that part to relate to what we learn growing up, any language. So if you take a child and put him in Germany, he will start learning German. He will, like a sponge, he absorbs the language. So what is it that makes us authentic to call the origin of this Achu, the word Achu or Hal came from this particular thing?
See, sir, if someone like, if you ask Thomas Alva Edison, like who invented something like Nobel Prize winners, if you ask them how you create this, what they tell? They tell their theory. We will believe it. So we don't have any proof that Panini said this. But this is the written book Panini, in which we found first sutras. He wrote a shloka telling that when I'm doing meditation, when I saw Paramashiva dancing, I observed these things. So Panini told that, so we are believing it. So we are following whatever his theory is. In any language, this is the origin, and the other languages are just following. Whether it is German also, it is other language of Sanskrit only. It is just came out of Sanskrit only, German also.
Yes, it is very close to our languages. In fact, the position of grammar is very similar to ours.
Yeah. So in that way, we can't find out whether it is really happened or it is true that how to authentication or references. Only one thing is Panini Ashtadhyayi, in which he wrote 14 sutras. Under that, he wrote a shloka telling that, stated that I heard this from Paramashiva's Damaruka. So no one questioned him. And he did not answer anybody. He did not feel like answering it to anybody for authentication. This is the Shastra, this is grammar. If you have interest, listen to it, write it, or understand it. If you don't believe in it, it's up to you. This is called as Prabhu Samhitas. There are Prabhu Samhita. Let me tell you something. Prabhu Samhita, Mitra Samhita, Kanta Samhita. 3 types of theories can be seen. The first is Prabhu Samhita, which are like commanding aspect. No one questions it, just follows. Mitra Samhitas are Puranas, Itihasas. They'll sit like a friend and just come to you and request you to do something. If you ask why, they'll give you a reference, answer, and etc. In Puranas, you have such expansion. That's why Ashtadhyayi is a small book. I told you, 4,000 sutras will be complete within 30-40 pages, in which ocean of grammar can be seen. In Puranas, ocean of books are there. If you just get into how much thirst you have, you can take that water and just drink it from Puranas. The other Samhitas are called as Kanta Samhita. All the other poems, Kalidasa works, like Bhavabhuti works, poems. They sit like a wife, just they console us, just ask us to do something in a very lovable manner. So Shastras comes under Prabhu Samhita, where we should listen, we should see, we should apply it, we should get the result, get practice. If you are not getting the result, it is your mistake. Try again to get the result. So Shastras are authentic by itself. They don't give any references. They don't have any authentication. They are, that's it. So it is our duty to get authentication, or we just get into, just apply it in a right way. I told you now, Ach. Our teachers told us why Ach is, what is Ach, but they did not told us why we call them as Ach. So Shastras are as if we need to learn as they are. Let me tell you something which I wanted to tell you from last 2 classes. In the recent class, I told you something like big structure of Indian literature. 98% of Sanskrit scholars don't know completely. If they are Vedic scholars, they don't know Shastras. If they are Shastra scholars, they don't know Vedas. If they are Puranic scholars, they may not know Vedas at all. They don't know Shastras at all. If they are poets, they don't know Shastras. They don't know Vedas. In that also, specifically if this is a grammar scholar, Vyakarana scholar, they don't know Nyaya, they don't know Chandas, they don't know Jyotisha. If they are Jyotisha scholars, they don't know the other 5. You don't find scholars who are eminent in every aspect, because nowadays Sanskrit is a very less spoken language. There are very less scholars in Sanskrit. Even that scholars also, they know Sanskrit very less. They are sitting in positions, but they don't know, they don't have scholarism in them. They are in positions. So there are many problems in Sanskrit language to just bring out our ancient knowledge and technology. So that's the reason we can't find out authentication. Teachers taught them science directly. They heard it. They just transferred to the students. Now we are learning it. That's it. But
no, I appreciate the linguistic lesson that is contained in this, particular class. I really do. But I'm just questioning the naming of Achulu as Achulu. Did it really come from this particular way, or we just happen to name them
No,
Achulu?
there is no other way. This is the only way taught by Panini, followed by Patanjali and Vararuchi. Those munis followed that and just spread it in the world. If it is not authentic, Patanjali will not give it to the world. Na? Like Panini is the earlier one who just created this Ashtadhyayi. If it is not authentic, Patanjali will not continue for the next generations. If he did not do that, or if he does it also, Vararuchi is a very modern person, modern saint. He will not just give the society in a very easy manner. It is very important. You should learn it. Without that authentication, or without that authenticated, these people will not continue the research or just to propaganda.
Yeah, but it is very unfortunate that when we learn Telugu in our classes, in high school and maybe in college, we do not at all learn Panini's grammar or his existence. We only hear that somebody by name Panini created grammar. That's all we know.
Anybody got any queries or anything, something new you learned today? We'll conclude the class within few minutes. Anyone?
So Acharya, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of similarity between Telugu and then the root Sanskrit.
Okay.
Just quick question. What about Tamil? I mean, is it similar or is it total different?
Excellent. In the branches of linguistics, Sanskrit, Hindi, German, English, French, etc. are same root we call as Indo-Germanic languages. Tamil is called as the Dravidian language. The other branch, it is not originated from Sanskrit. It's a different branch, like Persian. Like Persian language is separate branch, Dravidian language is separate branch from which Tamil generated. It's a different branch.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Anyone, Swami? Anyone? Any other?
I also heard that Tamil is the oldest language in India.
Yeah, as it is separate branch, is a separate branch, so we can't relate Tamil to any other language. So it is the individual branch.
Yes, and also it has a lot fewer letters.
Yeah. Anyone? Any queries, Swami? Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for today's class.
Okay. Okay. Good night. Good day.
I request everyone just to please just give your comments on the shlokas, because we are giving different perceptions on our shloka. When we are writing shloka every day, people are giving different perceptions on one vision. Like this word we call as scholastic development, scholaristic development actually. So please try to understand the shloka from your part and just try to identify the words which you learn or which you know, such that other people will understand, okay, there is Sanskrit in the shlokas itself. Okay, we are learning language from the shlokas. Just it is not to just give you a mentorship program for every day. It is like only I am just posting the shloka, one or two people are responding it. It is your basic duty as application, as practicals. Find out the words, try to understand the meanings. Don't search in Google. Just try to find out if it is a mistake. Let us correct. Let us develop together. Okay. So thank you very much for your contribution today. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you.
Thank you.